It's also known as like Cross Ashi. I want to talk a little bit about feet positioning. You guys can play around with feet positioning, and then we'll talk about like heel exposure. So you can go figure 4, that's fine. Figure 4 is nice because you can kind of isolate and pinch his leg. I prefer going with like a low figure 4 because now I can push down with this, lift up with this one, and then pinch and face ton like that. I can also go cross feet, which is nice, or foot to foot like that. Okay, so that's our standard positioning if I'm here. We have something called Shoelace Ashi. So if he lifts his butt a little bit, I can pass my foot behind. What that does is my right foot is on his right hip, and I'm still in this saddle configuration. I can pinch, and it's very hard for Ton to push and go ahead and push, yeah, and then and get rid of his knee line, right? So this would be what we call like Shoelace Ashi. The other one we'll do is far hip, and far hip can be with my right foot, or it can go with both feet. I would never go with my left because I have no control over the far side. Yeah, my heel's exposed, so I'm either going to go with my right one, or I go with this one. Why is this one really good? Because when you're going for like a heel hook, his defense would be to roll, right? And it's too easy for him to roll. But if I'm covering his hip, now when he goes to roll, there's going to be a point where I can stop him from rolling. Ideally, both is over, but I have less control over the knee line. This is more control of the knee line, but I have less control over the far hip. So it really kind of depends on what you like. I think just threading this one over and going is going to be sufficient enough. Then you have crisscross. You have your inside, outside like this. So crisscross means I'm on this near side and I'm crossing. Or you have so this is bottom, this is top. Top is dangerous because I'm exposing my heel. He can heel hook me. But when I have the bottom side, my heel is not as exposed. And it's the same thing. This will prevent him from rolling because I can go ahead as he starts to roll, I can pinch, and I'm basically pinching on this side, pinching on this side, and I can go for my heel hook. And I can isolate his knee, right? So that's why this is really good. So from the top, we have our figure 4. We have our cross, boom, foot to foot, right? His butt comes up, I go for my shoelace. This is a really good control. Ton can tell you, like, this is a really nice control. He can still roll, but not as easily, right? This is really good for exposure, right? We have our...
What's the name of that one where you're tucking your leg?
Shoelace Ashi, yeah. We have our far hip, right foot, or both. Just don't go with this one. It doesn't make any sense at all. So here, stops the roll. This one also stops the roll. This is less control over the knee. This is more, but less control over the far hip. And then you have your crisscross. You have your bottom side, which is safer. So when he tries to roll, I can just start to squeeze and pinch and stop him from going. Or I can go for my top side, which I don't recommend because I'm exposing my heel. But sometimes in transition, you might go for there and then immediately start to go for your heel hook. So go ahead and play around with different degrees of control and with your feet positioning. You could go for the far side here too. I think this is always better when you have a reap versus a standard saddle position, right? So if I reaped him, so go ahead and turn your hips that direction, yeah. If I reaped him, and we were here, this would be like game over. This is much better because I have better control over ton and I can hook. But when I'm in saddle, it's just a little bit less control, but it's still fine to go for this one. Okay, so with your partner, go ahead and play around with those. We have an even amount, so we have enough people, right? 1, 2, 3. So I want to focus today on heel exposure. So basically getting the heel to you so you can get it. Right? So the first two is I'm going to shelf it like this, right? So I'm basically going to lift, come underneath, and I'm going to clamp it. So because it's bent like this, if he tries to bring his other leg in, I can fight this foot. And this is really easy for me to start pulling back and reaching for that heel because it's so shelved. So this is like the first heel exposure. So I come in, I shelf it, I come under, then I can start reaching forward and going, right? Shelf under, and what's nice is when I have the bend in his leg like this, when he tries to push and clear his knee line, there's nothing. I have this locked in. Now I can reach, slide down, and I have that heel, right? I like the bend. And then I go to it, I start bridging, and then bring my hands across. So that's the first one. Here, nice and tight. I don't want to connect my hands. I mean, I can, but I want to make sure I'm putting tension up with my left, down with my right, and then reaching and going. And he'll know that it already feels like he wants to tap just from this exposure. I could finish from here, but I want to use two hands so I don't lose it. The second one is, I can't get underneath it, but I can go over the top. So obviously, rotating my hips would be great, but he's not going to let me, so I switch my feet and I start rotating like this. Now I can figure four and reach, or once I have this, I go across, I step across, and now I have that finish. And it's far hip Ashi. I don't care, this is exposed, and he's in a really bad position, right? So this is gonna be really good, but if I can't, I'm gonna cup this. I'm gonna switch my feet. My left foot goes onto his thigh, and then I start extending and then rotating. I can either figure four, capture, boom, or I can go cross hip. And now I'm done. I don't have to do anything more, right? So first one, boom, rotate. Second one, I'm here. I switch my feet. I go, or I pull, switch, far hip, exposure, and then I finish. There we go. So two really, really powerful heel exposures from saddle. How does that feel, Ton?
Hurts.
All right, 1, 2, 3. The way for heel exposure, Ton ends up hiding his heel like this. When he hides his heel, even when I'm here, very difficult to expose the heel. I'm gonna show two different ways to get to the heel. But one thing is I wanna maintain control. So I'm gonna go foot to foot. I'm gonna bring my elbow onto his ankle, and I'm gonna start bringing my hips forward like this. So it puts a lot of torque on his ankle, and it just kind of isolates that knee a little bit. So Ton, try to escape from here. It's hard to push, right? I have him locked in with my hip. If you want more control, bring your leg forward and then start hipping like this. Now he's locked in 100%. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna put my left hand to his ankle, and I'm gonna start exposing his heel by coming up to my shin like this. And my head goes down. Now I reach and I sink down here, and I finish it bridging like that. So he hides his heel, I bring my hips forward like this. So then I maintain all control over Ton. I showed you last week where you can pass it onto this side, but you'll notice that it's a little bit hard because I don't have much control over him. So I'm here. Now I reach, my head goes down, and then I start exposing it, the heel, and I drop right into it, like that. And then I can bridge into the floor and finish. So he's in regular saddle. All right, let's go again, hide. So I'm utilizing the floor to kind of open up his knee, and basically I'm just using my elbow as like a placeholder onto his heel. So here, right, hips have to go forward like this. Then I start going head down, make sure it's passed, reach, now I'm there. Then I can go bridge. So that's the first one. We'll just finish that one and then we'll come back, all right? 1, 2, 3. So he's hiding his heel. And I feel like maybe my legs are figure forward or something, or maybe I just can't do the first one, right? He's kind of really hiding it. So I want to expose the heel and capture the heel without losing his knee line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab his ankle with my left hand. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. And you'll notice that when I put it into my pocket and when I start coming up, his foot starts to rotate. So I'm gonna make him roll. So I put it in my pocket, I go to my knees and I rotate all the way through. As I rotate all the way through, that's when I can start reaching for the heel. So ideally, you're gonna catch the heel halfway through the roll, right? If you're already rolled and then you're reaching for the heel, you made a mistake. So I want to catch it about up here. So I'm here, I capture. So as he starts rotating down, he's heel hooking himself worse. That's my goal, right? Because I want to get ahead of him. If I wait to kind of go here, now we're in the same position. And then I have to start digging for the heel. Just come back. So my goal is finish the heel hook before his butt touches the ground. So we're going through, hip, capture there, and I finish belly down here. As he continues to roll, it's gonna be much worse on him. And I can finish. And we're almost in the same position we were last time, right? So if I do it full speed, I wanna capture it. I won't finish it full speed, but so here. Right? I'm already there before I'm rotating back here. All right, let's go again. So that's why it's important. If you're putting this in your pocket and I'm using my head on the ground and then I'm reaching right now, I'm reaching there before and keep rotating on. I could come up, but then I end up in the same position. That's why I want to finish it when I'm over here. As his butt's falling, I finish it there. And there's tension. Let's go again. Go. Finish. Right? I should finish it way before his butt drops. So it seems like it's fast, but all I'm doing is I'm going hip, head, reaching, catching, and that's it. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3.